nation. Hey, have a nation. Mayor Adams is going to talk live. Yup, Mayor Adams is in trouble. Yeah, and this is the same person who Diddy gave the key back to the city. I live in a nightmare, folks.
Simone, Gloria, and Ellie. And just reading through this indictment, Ellie, I mean, this is not a bare bones indictment. I mean, there is a lot of detail in here. I'm still reading through it. But these charges are very significant against the mayor.
Yeah, Pam, sometimes when you see a federal indictment, it will just basically track the language of the statute from the law book. It doesn't give you any detail. This indictment is not that. This indictment has 50-some pages of detail. If I can try to boil it down to its essence, it's that Eric Adams received benefits, free and sometimes discounted luxury travel from Turkish interests. And in exchange for that, he took steps as mayor to benefit those interests. So that's the gist of it. And you mentioned before that this is a 5-count indictment. So let me just break that down. Count 1 charges Eric Adams with a conspiracy, meaning just he agreed with at least one other person in order to commit various crimes. Those underlying crimes are wire fraud, federal program bribery, and then receiving illegal campaign contributions from foreign nationals. So just to break those down, count 2 is then the actual crime of wire fraud, meaning they used the wires, the internet, the phones to commit some sort of fraud. Counts 3 and 4 then are different, essentially bribery counts, charging that, again, in exchange for these benefits, he took action. And then count 5 relates to him taking action on behalf of these Turkish foreign nationals. And to be clear, you are not allowed as an American candidate for office to take campaign contributions from a foreign national or foreign interest. So that's charged in this indictment as well. So again, it's a conspiracy charge, and then that breaks down into wire fraud, bribery, and taking illegal donations from foreign sources.
And it struck me in reading through this indictment just how far back it goes, right? Starting before he even ran for mayor. Shimon, to bring you in on this, and also the search warrant that was executed this morning. It's unusual, right, for a search warrant to be executed right after an indictment comes down. The feds were there at Gracie Mansion for hours today. Certainly, the mayor's lawyer was not too happy about this and said he would have happily turned over whatever they were looking for.
Yeah, so this really set off the legal team this morning because they were not expecting that. You know, they were not told, they claimed that this indictment was coming. They were never given any information before it started leaking. They were not given a heads up that this indictment was going to be unsealed today. And then this morning, what happens is at 6 in the morning, which is customary for the FBI around the time that they do these kinds of things, they go to Gracie Mansion. This is the official.
Any mayor while they are serving.
Oh, sorry.
City. It's on the Upper East Side.
I'll go on mute. Yeah, he sure was, Big Bad.
Police detail. There were NYPD officers stationed all around the mansion. So the FBI arrived there this morning. They spoke with the police, the security there, the NYPD, and then they went onto the property. And what we're told is that they were executing a search warrant. They served him with a summons, and they also took his phone. This is not the first time that the FBI has taken the mayor's phone. Remember, it was about a year ago. He was leaving an event.
Yeah, Governor Cuomo. Yeah, Andrew Cuomo. Yeah.
So aggressive yet again. We don't know, and they may have very good reason for it, and they're not going to tell us, obviously. And so the other thing this indicates is that whatever reason they felt they needed to get in and get that phone again
could be Big Back.
Information that they are concerned about that is contained on that device, and now that they have,
he's in a lot of trouble. Now, he's in a lot of trouble, Vin.
Their investigation into.
He's in a lot of trouble, Vin.
Other investigations going on involving the mayor.
And this is after he gave that key. After Diddy gave him that key back after he got indicted.
He's ready for this battle. He says he's not resigning. His legal team says he has no. He has no expectation that he's going to resign or that he's going to be forced out, and that he's ready to fight. And I think one of the things that's going to
you should have learned from Menendez there. Eric Adams. Learn from Menendez, man.
Up to a decade or so, how far back their allegations go of his involvement with Turkish officials and getting benefits, and certainly.
Yeah, you probably paid for that key. Yeah. I'll put your comment up.
This is important. It doesn't appear that, at least in this indictment, that there was any sort of, other than campaign personal gain, there isn't any.
Yeah, he probably paid for that key there, Big Back.
At least from what I can see, where he's using it for himself. This appears to be all about his campaign and campaign finance laws. And so we'll see. Look, a lot more is going on. There are many more investigations, as you know, Pam. And this could perhaps be the start of it. And so we'll wait to see what the mayor has to say here shortly, and then also from the U.S. attorney, who's going to be speaking at around 11:30.
Yeah, and just
this is going to be a long day.
The prosecutors do also allege, though, that in addition to those what they allege are illegal campaign donations, that Adams and his companions received free or discounted travel on Turkish national airlines.
Here he comes.
Owed in significant part by the Turkish government, and then they allege that in turn for these alleged benefits that they received, that Mayor Adams did certain favors for the Turkish officials. To bring you in, Gloria, I mean, as we await for Mayor Adams to speak, and as Shimon laid out, he is saying he is innocent, he is finding this very defiant. What are the political implications here?
Well, they're massive, and the reason for that is because already in the past several days, not only it looks like the mayor.
I'm going to interrupt you now, Gloria. We're going to hear from you.
Oh, somebody's yelling at him.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning, and I want to thank
somebody was yelling at him, Big Back.
Groups that are here, particularly the men and women of the.
Did you hear that heckler, Big Back? Ben, Big Back, did you hear that heckler curse at Mayor Adams? Did y'all hear that? Like and share. Yeah.
The actions that have unfolded over the last 10 months. The leaks, the commentary, the demonizing. This did not surprise us that we reached this day. And I asked New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgment.
Like and share this, Big Back.
In about 30 minutes, we're
okay.
The story of the case that is in front of us. The story will come from the federal prosecutors.
Like and share.
To wait and hear our side to this narrative. From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do. And the 300,000 plus employees of our city government will continue to do their jobs, because this is what we do as New Yorkers.
Just hit the share button there, Big Back.
People of the city, that anyone would say that they won't do their jobs while this case proceeds in the background. They are dedicated public servants, and I have been one of them for many years. And they're going to continue to do their job.
That heckler gave it to him.
It's an unfortunate.
I don't know, Big Back, how he can continue to do this. I'm on mute.
But inside of all of that, it's a day when we will finally reveal.
I was on mute, Big Back.
Mr. Mayor, you our mayor, and it will be so time come, still will be our mayor to all the supporters, irrespective of what people say. He's still our mayor.
All right, so we just heard Mayor Adams speak there in the wake of this indictment where he is facing 5 federal public corruption charges. He is vowing to fight, vowing to stay in the job. He called this an unfortunate and painful day. Ali, Shimon, bringing you back. Ali, to start with you, what do you make of his comments?
Well, defiant tone from Mayor Adams, as we expected. He has every right to defend himself vigorously, and I think he will certainly do that. And it's interesting, I think, the way this is playing out. Eric Adams understands the press. He's a creature of the media, and he knows that Damian Williams, in 18 minutes, the U.S. attorney, will be standing up and laying out the case. And so I think this was Eric Adams trying to undercut it. He didn't get into any of the substantive allegations, but he is forcefully declaring that he.
All right, we're going to go back to
innocence.
taking questions right now.
When we finish speaking, we will respond to a few questions. We just want to cover that. Are you good, Robbie? I affectionately call her Mother Dukes. Has been a head of the NAACP and just a leader that has mentored me throughout my entire journey. I want to now come call her Mother Hazel Dukes.
Ellie, it is interesting as you were making your point. He did not take on the specific allegations and head on and deny them, right? It was more broad, saying soon you're going to hear this narrative from the prosecutors, but you know, I'm here to fight and vow to stay on the job.
Yeah, I think it would be foolish for him to try to take on these allegations directly and explain them right now. If I was his defense lawyer, I would beg him not to do that. He has not done that. And Tim, now that we've had a little time to go through the indictment, the gist of it is as follows. So essentially, the indictment charges that Eric Adams and his campaign would accept contributions and other benefits, discount luxury travel from Turkish nationals and Turkish state actors. And in exchange, well, first of all, the way that those donations were sent to the Eric Adams campaign, according to the indictment, is through what we call straw donors, meaning through use of...
Yeah, y'all can see that good. I hope y'all can see that.
...money in order to try to hide the fact that these donations were coming in. So, for example, if I was trying to donate to you and I was a foreign national, I would send it to you, to your campaign, through the name of Shimon Prokupecz, to use an example. So the allegation here is that these Turkish nationals used straw donors to send money to Eric Adams. Eric Adams knew about that. There's another allegation here of wire fraud, and the allegation is in New York City has a matching funds program.
Yeah, they are. Big Back.
You get certain donations, you can then receive taxpayer money to match those donations. And the allegation here is Eric Adams took these fraudulent donations and used them to get up to $10 million worth of taxpayer matching funds.
New Yorkers got egg on their face, man.
Finally, it is illegal for any American politician, it's a federal crime for an American candidate for office to receive or accept or solicit donations from any foreign national, foreign interest. So that's an overview of what this indictment lays out.
What do you make? Is there any legal significance to what prosecutors allege here, that he didn't just accept these illegal contributions, but he also sought them?
Absolutely. One of the elements of the crime here is what we call solicitation. He asked for them, he accepted them, he received them. I mean, prosecutors are definitely going to have to prove that Eric Adams, the defendant,
Yeah, let them prove it though.
here. If he was receiving illegal contributions and had no idea,
He set the dudes out to rob him. They told on them.
So
That's true,
gonna
probably
be
true,
important
Big
issue
Bag.
that will be disputed here, which is, what did Eric Adams know? What was his state of mind?
And Shimon, to bring you in, I know you've been reading through this indictment too. We've been following this, you have been following this case for many months, and we know that some of his aides have also been part of this investigation. Is there any indication that there are cooperators who have flipped, those in the administration of Mayor Adams who have flipped to help prosecutors with this investigation and bringing these 5 charges against him today?
Hard to read that through everything that I've read so far. They do have a lot of information, right? The government was able to obtain text messages from various people that were involved in this. As they allege, they've been able to, it seems, talk to some people. So it's hard to tell who exactly.
Somebody snitched on him.
Cooperating. Look,
You didn't see that a few years back.
Said that they were cooperating.
They always flip, yeah.
Search warrants and subpoenas issued. So it seems like they obviously actually have a lot to work with. I mean, remember, this goes back a decade. So there was a lot of information. And I think one of the key things.
And this happened right before Diddy gave him that key back.
About the role of the fire department here in New York and the expediting of the Turkish consulate. That's a very big deal, right? I mean, the fact that they're alleging that the mayor here, because of the influence that these Turkish officials had on him.
And this happened right before Diddy gave him that key back.
Get him to put pressure or to ask the fire department to do this, to expedite this. The mayor will say, and he has said this previously, and people close to him have certainly said this, that perhaps this is just the normal course of doing business in this city, as someone who works for the people of New York City, as someone who is a politician in the city. This is all part of the course of doing business. Of course, the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office do not see this. They see this really, what's important, just having covered these kinds of cases before going back to really, the Mueller days when you and I both covered that. This is a big concern for the government. Anytime a foreign national can exert what they say is this kind of pressure and this kind of influence on a politician is very significant and very concerning. And it's also Turkey, and there's a lot of concern over that, certainly for the government. But when you read this,
and these are federal charges, man. You don't mess with federal charges.
The years of working Eric Adams, and then when they need a favor, basically what the government says,
you should have learned from Menendez.
Does that favor for them, and that is certainly something that is extremely concerning for the government, for the FBI, and you can understand.
Like and share, people.
Do this investigation and
get these lights up.
But for the Eric Adams team, they're going to certainly raise a lot.
This is sad.
But why all these years? This goes back a decade. What took so long? What finally?
What took so doggone long?
Learned some information, but to your point, maybe they got cooperators. There's a lot of questions here that I think we want answered, and at some point, hopefully, we'll get those answers.
And to bring in Ellie on that point, Shimon, Ellie, a bribery charge is a very serious charge, right? It can be a charge that is hard to prove, but what Shimon just laid out with this idea of what prosecutors say in this indictment, Mayor Adams doing concrete action for these Turkish officials who they say gave illegal contributions to his campaign. That kind of quid pro quo is what they're trying to establish to prove this bribery charge, right?
Well, that's exactly right, Pam. That's the way it's laid out in the indictment. I think we'll hear this from the U.S. Attorney in about 10 minutes. it is really difficult for federal prosecutors to bring and succeed on bribery charges, especially because in the last couple decades, the U.S. Supreme Court has really narrowed the scope of what counts as bribery. And so, as you say, prosecutors have to be able to point to a specific official action that the defendant here, the mayor, took in exchange for these benefits. And the theory here is that what Eric Adams did was he pressured the New York Fire Department to expedite, to speed up their safety review on this place called the Turkish House, which these Turkish interests were trying to open up in Manhattan on a sped up basis because they had diplomats coming to visit. So in other words, these Turkish interests are trying to get construction done on this Turkish house because they're hosting big important visitors. Eric Adams learns of that, and so as a result, and the allegation is because of these benefits he's been given, Eric Adams then leans on the fire department and says, essentially, hey guys, I need you to sign off on this quickly. Let's speed up the fire safety review. And then that was done. That is the essence of the quid pro quo that's alleged here.
Yeah, so prosecutors are alleging that those were official acts. That is why this is a bribery charge, as Shimon pointed out. Mayor Adams and his legal team argued, look, this was part of the business of being mayor of the city. So we heard a little bit from Mayor Adams. He said he's vowing to fight. He's going to stay in the
Yep, this is bad, man. This is really bad.
New York. We're going to hear from the U.S. attorney from there who brought this indictment against the mayor of New York City. We have much more after this break. Stay with us. Getting our monthly Social Security benefits gives us peace of mind. But Republicans are threatening to cut those benefits, pulling the rug out from
This is bad, man.
I'm so grateful that Kamala Harris.
This is bad. This is bad, man. I mean, really, man. They should have learned from Menendez. Look where he's at now. You know? They should have learned from Menendez, man. Anybody heard that guy yell at him? He really told that heckler told that mayor off, man. He told him off, man. Oh, God. He said they can shut me up, but I'm telling the truth. He should resign as mayor. Lord. 2024 is starting to end on a wild note. It sure is, man. What y'all think about this? It's sad. But I guess they probably knew what he was doing behind the scenes, getting all that money from the Turkish government. Dag, man. I don't know what to say, man. This is sad. And I feel sorry for New Yorkers. They got egg on their face. Yep, they got egg on their face, man. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. This is sad. Sad. How the mighty have fallen. I'm gonna put my I'm gonna put this up, man. This is sad. The way this turned out with Mayor Adams, man. He probably knew this was going to happen to him, but he didn't know it was going to happen this soon. Once he gave him that key back, then the dominoes fell. The dominoes fell, man. Big Back, you still there? The dominoes fell, man. Oh, hey, Joshua. The dominoes fell on him, Joshua. It hit Adams. Did you see somebody yell at Eric Adams when he was going to the podium today? And this guy said you can shut me up all you want. It's the truth, man. God. Yep. You're in New York, Joshua. I feel sorry for you guys in New York, man. You got egg on y'all's faces because of this. Y'all got egg on y'all's face, man. This is sad, man. I feel sorry for the voters of New York. I don't think they'll re-elect him as mayor. I don't know what they're going to do. He should be like Menendez, resign. Okay, it's back up now. Just a second. Oh, crud. Yep. Yep. He should resign, man. Oh, come on, man.
State wants these text messages between the defendant and a friend talking about his wife being with the victim in this case. Admitted, and the defense is trying to keep them.
He should resign. You know? He should resign, man. Yeah, they are doing too much. Okay. Yeah, they're doing too freaking much. Let me go back to.
Well, they set up for the honest man to succeed. That's what they hired guys like me for. I know who you are. I know what you are. With a quiet taste.
You really moved up in the world.
America's a hustle. It'll eat you alive if you let it. Not that I'm complaining. The Penguin, streaming exclusively on Max.
Being retired is wonderful, but it's also beautiful.
Yep. He's in a lot of trouble, man. He is in a lot of trouble. Yep, share this live, Vibrant Law. He's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, man.
I am proud to be able to be on the first ever HBCU gymnastics team. To be able to show my talent at HBCU is very honoring.
Williams was convicted of first-degree murder in 2001, based on the testimony of his girlfriend at the time, who said that she saw the victim's purse and laptop in his car, and the testimony of his cellmate, who testified that Williams admitted to the killing.
Oh, man. Sorry.
More prosecutors are setting their sights on Charlie Adelson.
Thank you.
He's in a lot of trouble. Just a minute.
Studies show that having lots of books at home
My legal team is going to peruse the entire indictment. We got it today when it was released. The news media received information before we did, as they have been receiving for the last 10 months. It appears as though the goal is to try this case publicly and not in the criminal justice system that's in place. And so,
hey, Jose. The mayor's in trouble, Jose, man. You got the prosecution's going to come up. Anybody would like to come up, you can. I'll put the link in the chat one more time.
For the legal team to handle this as I handle the city of New York and continue the success that we witnessed in the last 2 years and 9 months as the mayor of the city of New York. Thank you very much.
You got to resign, man.
You just heard there from Mayor Adams, strongly defending himself, remaining defiant, saying he's going to stay in the role, vowing to fight, digging in his heels, and saying he is innocent. On the other side of the screen, you see the room set up for the SDNY, the U.S. Attorney there, who brought this indictment, bringing 5 federal corruption charges against Mayor Adams after this 10-month investigation. Although it is a 10-month investigation, the charges, as you read through the indictment and as they built this case, Ali Conde, goes back many years, nearly a decade.
Allegations in the indictment go back to 2015, and if you're wondering how that is, because typically there's a 5-year statute of limitations.
It is Robert Law.
It's because I think
it is Victoria.
The narrative. We're allowed to go back beyond 5 years to explain where this all came from, so long as some of the conduct occurred within the 5-year statute, which it certainly does. A lot of the conduct occurred 2023, 2024.
Yeah, this is
also important to note
this is weird.
Prosecutors, and I think we'll hear this from Damian Williams in a moment, make a point that Eric Adams was continuing to do this. He didn't just do this to win his election as mayor back in 2021, but according to prosecutors, he was engaged in the same kind of conduct, the same kind of accepting of straw donors illegally from Turkey, looking ahead to his 2025 mayoral re-election campaign. So I think we'll hear that theme sounded when Damian Williams takes the podium in a couple minutes.
That's okay, Jose.
Really quickly, Shimon, because we heard Mayor Adams say time and time again he's going to continue to stay in his role as mayor.
Ain't it been? This is weird.
About this, because my understanding is she is the one who could request that he be removed, and then there's a whole process.
No, not publicly. We've not heard from her, but our reporting from last night, I believe, says that at this point, and this was last night because no one had read the indictment and no one had seen what the charges are, that there was no, she was not going to move ahead with any kind of removal process. And she has that ability. There are other ways to do it here too. Right now, I think everyone's we haven't heard more people calling for his resignation. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that they haven't seen the indictment. They haven't been able to see the information. But being a New Yorker, knowing Eric Adams for the many years that I know him in terms of his political life, and just knowing how this city operates, I think it's going to be pretty hard for him to continue without more and more people calling for his resignation. I mean, just walking the streets here, I have to tell you, outside of City Hall, there were people calling for his resignation, just New Yorkers walking by City Hall saying that he had to go. He hasn't been so popular of late. People are not necessarily happy with the way the city is doing and the way things are going. And when you think about his administration, and the number of people who have now resigned or will be resigning, who have been under investigation, have been part of an investigation, have been given subpoenas, have had the FBI visit their homes, the police commissioner who resigned, the FBI visiting with him, his family members. I mean, there are so many investigations that are going on as a result of the allegations and the activity of some of the city officials that he is closest to. And we don't even know the beginnings of what that investigation is. It's going to be really hard for him
to continue and not to be distracted and not to get questions, as he has on a daily basis, about whether or not he can govern, whether or not he can run the city. I mean, people feel like no one is running this city right now. You have law enforcement officials from the police department, deputy mayors, all under investigation. It's significant, and how he gets out of this, it's going to be interesting to see, because it's going to be hard. And he can be as defiant as he wants from now, but the more people that come out to call for his resignation or his ouster, it's going to become difficult. And it is, Pam, I think the Governor Hochul factor here is important. What will she do? What will happen? She does have the power. That's going to be an interesting thing to watch as this develops.
Right, and as we wait to hear from the U.S. Attorney, what the U.S. Attorney lays out, we see a board next there to the podium that I briefly was able to look at as they scanned to it. And Ellie, it lists, from what I read, it says undisclosed travel benefits over the years from Turkish officials and foreign nationals to Mayor Adams. And in the indictment, from what I read, the prosecutors allege that Mayor Adams created a fake paper trail to, they say, hide the benefits, the perks that he was receiving from these Turkish officials. How damning is that?
Well, that's exactly right, Kevin. I see the U.S. Attorney looks like
let's listen right now. He's about to
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, we are announcing campaign finance, bribery, and conspiracy charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. As the indictment alleges, Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them.
Darn.
We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection.
This is the same prosecutor that did Diddy.
The indictment is, as I said.
No, that's a different guy.
As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey.
Thank you, time.
Individuals could not legally donate in the U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled
time. Got this up. I mean, put her.
More illegal campaign contributions.
TD takes better. TD takes better to be that up too. Yep, probably so. Time.
Contributions that broke other laws. As we allege,
yeah, it is crazy, Ben.
From businessmen, far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way, by accepting the money through so-called straw donors.
Could be, Ben.
A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source. such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources
Let's put my banner up
to
here.
benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to
He
gain-
should have learned from Menendez.
Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021.
Thank you, Time.
Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000.
Yup, it is.
Publicly disclosed. In 2017,
Yep,
Adams accepted
it is,
business
man.
class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley Suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, he flew to Turkey and accepted a free upgrade to business class for his companion and a free stay in a lavish suite at the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. That was worth more than $9,000.
Dad.
And again, none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2021,
He didn't disclose nothing.
business class tickets to Istanbul, stays at luxury hotels and resorts, yacht tours, and meals. As we allege, he asked to pay a nominal fee for all of this in order to disguise what we allege were
Could be
in fact
Time.
crimes. He
Let me
canceled
put
that
your
trip
comment
at the last
up.
minute, but the benefits that he solicited were worth more than
The reason why they're not going to kill Diddy, actors, singers, and some high-profile people, but Epstein has judges, politicians, and billionaires. That's why he was murdered in prison. That's probably good, Time.
Layover in Istanbul. Those benefits were worth more than $12,000, and just like all the other benefits I've just run through, none of it was publicly disclosed. Now, I want to be clear. These upgrades and freebies were not part of some
Donald too. He ain't cleaning any of this.
program available to the general public. As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Now, this is a chart with all of the undisclosed travel benefits that we uncovered during the investigation. We just listed all out here. You see the year, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. The destination, India all the way to Ghana. The benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before,
I can't afford that kind of money.
every single trip that we list here was
I
undisclosed.
can't afford $100,000. Shoot. Wish I could, but I can't.
As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000.
Damn.
But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken. As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2021, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection. And not just that, some of the people at FDNY thought the building had so many issues and defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted, and as we explained in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline. Now I want to make 3 things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power. These are bright red lines, and we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years. That is the only reason we are here today.
Yeah, he won't be the last, Ben. Let me highlight your comment.
We continue to dig.
Everything just seems a little too convenient. All this is coming out now. I'm sure if this is true, Mayor Adams is not the first and won't be the last. I'm sure he won't be the last, Ben. I agree with you.
New York remains committed to rooting out corruption.
I agree with you, Ben.
And without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it.
Ever since Diddy gave him back that key, the dominoes started to fall on
I
him.
want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagen Scotty, and Derek.
And this is the same guy who's doing Diddy right now.
Laura Pomerantz and Robert Sobelman. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to FBI Assistant Director in Charge, James Dennehy.
This is sad, man.
And thank you for being here today.
This is sad.
The indictment of a sitting mayor is not just another headline. It is a stinging reminder that no one is above the law or beyond reproach. And it serves as a sobering moment for all of us who place our trust in elected officials.
That's gone.
Today's indictment sends a powerful message to every elected official in this country. Public service is a profound responsibility and should be a noble calling.
I heard enough, man. This is sad, man. Hey, yo, Ben, this is sad, man. He should have learned from Menendez, man. You know, from the Egyptian government. Now the mayor took money from the Turkish government. Ever since Diddy gave him back that key to the city, this is coming down the pipe now. I like to say, in the famous words of Captain Murtaugh of Lethal Weapon, let me put this up. Oh, God. Just a second, man. Before I go, in the famous words of Captain Murtaugh of Lethal Weapon,
Raj, meet your new partner. I'm too old for this shit.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I'll see y'all later, Hammer Nation. Like and share this video. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Join everybody here at Hammer Nation. And I'm sure there's going to be more to come with the mayor of New York.
Last segment about Gildan Lilly. From everything I've seen in this trial, it's going tremendously for the state, and I'm not sure that this was needed.
Yep. Just a second. Let me put this back up again. If you agree with me, here you go, folks.
Raj, meet your new partner. I'm too old for this shit.
Hey, up.
You're getting too old for this shit.
Oh yeah, thank you, Living for Jesus. I'm getting too old for this, Living for Jesus. Oh man, there's gonna be more to this with Adams. So I'll see y'all later, folks. I'm gonna need a drink after this. Hey, Living for Jesus, you're gonna need a big, strong drink after this, man. Drink one for me, man. Okay? I don't want to drink, but after hearing all of this mess, I'm taking the strongest drink I can find. Give me a thumbs up. You're gonna do that for me, Living for Jesus. Oh God. Yeah. I'm gonna find the strongest drink I can find in the house. See y'all.